It's run?
Yeah, it's live.
Okay, טוב. Shalom uvracha. Today we'll talk about Rosh Hashanah, Abba Aleinu Letova, and also about Tkiyot Shofar. What's the meaning of that we blew in Shofar? And I will start from a story that happened to me many years ago, 55 years ago, that gave me idea what does mean this shofar. It was I was born in Russia 65 years ago, and it was not Russia, it was Soviet Union, it was a communist country that everything was forbidden, and KGB and borders, and nobody can get into Russia from other country and get out of Russia. It's like look like a little bit what's going today in North Korea. But it was, I think, more strict, more strong and forbidden a lot of things, more than North Korea today. What I understood, and not only you couldn't get into Russia, but you also couldn't hear the radio from abroad, because they afraid that people from abroad, they will influence on Russians population. So they built all kind of equipment that could quit broadcasting from other countries, and you can hear only radio of Russia, Soviet Union. And one day, I had a friend that came to me, 10 years old boy, my age. He came to me and he says, "I'll tell you a secret, but don't tell to anyone." Okay, so what's the secret? My old brother, he built a radio that you can talk in radio, and people from other country can hear you. And first of all, it was crime punishment. It was something crime, and it was forbidden to do that. And if they will catch him, he'll sit in prison, no doubt. But he did it in secret, and his younger brother told me in secret, and I didn't believe. I say, I want to see it, show me. He brought me to his home, and they in basement, they had some in secret place, like in movie, you move some shelves with all kind of bottles, and this you move, and you have a small room there inside. I get into this room, and I see a lot of equipment, like a radio, all kind of things. And he switch on all those. And it was green and light, and red light, and it's in those things. He says, "You can talk here," and I still couldn't believe it. I put earphones, and suddenly he started to move this. And I've heard people talk in different languages. It was unbelievable in Russia. This language, whoa, he like, wow, how he do that, how he did. And he says, and not only that, if you will take this microphone and you will talk, people in all the world, they will hear you. And I didn't understand him right, because in Soviet Union in this period, they had all kind of it's how you say it that you can hear something, not microphone, opposite
Bugs. A speakerphone?
Speakers. Yeah, speakers. They in big cities they have speakers in each junction or something like that, big junctions. And when Stalin want to talk to people, they used to use those speakers, and not Stalin himself talk, but he gave to someone, and this somebody talk that Stalin says this and this and then. Sometimes he also talk, and all people they stopped working, stop do everything that what they do, and they hear what speakers said. That's how it was in those days. And in my time, Stalin already didn't. He wasn't. He would already died 4 years ago before I was born. But those speakers, they were, and I've heard them sometimes. So I imagine to myself as a child that if I'll talk to this microphone, those speakers, they're in all the world, and all people in all planet, they will stop working, stop doing everything, and they will listen to me like in Russia. They like listen what Stalin says, and I will tell them the truth. So I thought, what should I tell them to all nations, all human beings? What should I tell them? And from one hand, I wanted to tell them the that there is no democracy here. How they said here is democracy. Everybody is open. We can say everything, and they lied all the time. So I wanted to tell to them that it's not no democracy here. They don't let the Jews go to Israel. But from the other hand, I'm afraid that if they'll catch me, Russians, they'll put my parents in prison, and me they'll send to some for like all kind of places for children without parents. How's that called?
Orphanage.
What? Orphanage. They'll send me there. So I afraid to. But I knew that this is a opportunity. This is a special possibility to say the truth to all the people in the world. So I decided I will tell them, but I will hint them something that they will understand from what I say. So I said to my friend, open this, I will give me microphone. I took microphone, say, and I have to make like in before you talk, you say like, I did like this, and he opened, he says, talk. And I suddenly afraid to say, I suddenly understand that it's dangerous to say. I couldn't, and he said, talk, they listen to you, you're on air, talk. So I say, I myself live here. And that's it. And they close and they run away. And 55 years later, I ask myself, what would you say if you have this opportunity today? What would you say if you can say one sentence to all the people in the world? What would you say? And I'm not sure that I know what to say. It's not easy. And why? It's because exists some dissonance, between our ability to express ourselves and what we want to express. or I would say there is something that dissonance between the world as it is, this world of ideas, and between our ability to express what everything of these ideas in our life. For example, think even simple things, our feelings. Think situation that somebody save your daughter from a house full of fire, that she's burning there, and the people keep you, that you wanted to run to save her, and nobody let you go because you'll die if you go there, and somebody jump and he went to this fire, and he save her, and he bring her to you. What you will say to him? Thank you. I will pay you. You understand that you have nothing what to say? Oh, great guy, you are a hero. You are special, amazing. Everything that you say is like a beep. Nothing. And it's not only thank to say to your wife that you love her. Okay, say it again and again and again. It's fed up. You say, "Oh, my darling," "Oh, all your words. You'll finish very quickly. You think that you'll say poems by Francesco Petrarca, but no. Yeah, okay, love, 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 love. Okay, enough. You understand? I get the point. And that's why Chazal says that when Moshe says that I'm, how is it in English, that Moshe was kvad peh kvad lashon, he couldn't talk. When Hashem said, you'll be prophet, and Moshe answered to him, I'm, what? How is it in English? Kvad peh kvad lashon.
Heavy of tongue. I mean, okay, that's sort
But
of like a big translation.
it's not stubborn. Stuttered. It's not. Yes, it's not exactly. It's something that that Moshe meant say that it's impossible to express what I perceive from you. It's in like a existential like impossible.
Maybe like my tongue can't move because of the weight.
Yeah. In Hebrew, they in the Gemara, in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, there is expression. There are things that it's impossible to express, and it's impossible to hear. מה שהפה לא יכול לומר והאוזן לשמוע. Your mouth cannot say and your ear cannot hear. It means not only that I cannot express that, even if Hashem will make miracle and you will express, I won't be able to understand. There are two things that they prevent me from understanding. And it was some psychologist that used to show the people that that there is something external to you, and you inside of you. The psychologist was in France, Jacques Lacan. he used to say, ask someone, hello, who are you? He says, hello, my name is Jean-Paul. I live in Paris. Ah, really? I know someone, Jean-Paul in Paris. He says, nice. Where do you live? In Place de République 14. Ah, he also lives in Place République 14. And who are you? Well, I'm an engineer. Ah, he also engineer. But who are you? And as more the people thought, more and more they understood that they don't know what to answer. Who are you that makes you different, absolutely different from someone else? My mother called, her name is Maria Louise. His mother also Maria Louise. Who are you? You especially. And people understood that they have no definition to themselves. And we have some kind of definition that's only as we are. For example, our DNA, it's only I have this kind of DNA, or I have this fingerprints, or it's on. Okay, but when I talk about myself, when I try to express who am I don't identify myself with my DNA or with my fingerprints, my number, passport number. Who are you? And I think this is idea of shofar. Shofar, it's a statement. It's like you declare that your essence it's impossible to express in the words. You're much higher than what you perceive yourself, even personally. What you think about yourself, that you know yourself, that is fake. It's not true. Because you, something else, above and I would say, transcending to yourself. It's not what you think about yourself, because what you think about yourself now is very different than it was 5 years ago. And probably, Be'ezat Hashem, it's very different than you will be in 5 years. So who are you? That is the idea of shofar. Shofar says it's impossible to express, unexpressible. It's not. It's something. There is something inside of us that's much more than what we think. And that is the idea of Kohen Gadol. You probably know that in temple it was a place, Kodesh HaKodashim. It was a place that nobody could get into this place. Never, even Kohen Gadol. It was forbidden to get in, and only once a year, for a few minutes, Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur, Kohen Gadol get into this place. And it's very interesting that in Torah written, then when he got into this Kodesh HaKodashim, there was no man there. It's forbidden that it shouldn't be, forbidden or shouldn't be any man there. But he went there. He was there. He is a man. I want to show this verse in Torah. Just a moment. It's written like this. Just. I don't know how they translated. This shall be provide atonement upon the sanctity. רגע. הנה. And any person shall not be in the tent of meeting when there comes to provide atonement. You say atonement? In the sanctity until his departure. Departure? How you say? Departure. Thank you. Again, any person shall not be in the tent of meeting. Shall not. So he is a person. In Hebrew, it's written even more exact. It's written, it's written that a man shouldn't be, not person. It's a difference that man, it includes also the Adam and Eve, first man. וכל אדם לא יהיה באוהל מועד בבואו לכפר בקודש עד צאתו וכפר בעדו ובעד ביתו ובעד כל קהל ישראל. And any person shall not be in the midst. So what does it mean that any person shouldn't be? It means that he wasn't a man, he wasn't person, Kohen. He like dispersed his personality. He became a general. He became something Klal Israel. He is not a person. He's not something private. He's not somebody specific, something limited. And I think this is the essence of each of us. We think that we are engineers or clever or nice or sportsmen or we are tzaddikim, righteous. It's just the way how we appear, but it's not who we are really. We are Knesset Israel. We are Nishama. We are soul. All of us the same soul. And like it doesn't make a difference what kind of clothes you have. It makes a difference. It shows a little bit. You are this and me this and you are this, a little bit. But in essence, we are the same one. Maybe that's why when we die, all of us, we have the same face. Very shortly after our death, we became like a, how you say, skeleton. Not skeleton, not only head. Skull. All skulls the same face. Your mother wouldn't be able to divide between you and recognize who is you, who is somebody else. Why? Because it says to you something. Main thing of ourselves. It's not the way that you like ice cream and you like gefilte fish. Or you are engineer, or you are a writer, and you are a good guy. It's important. But it's important for 80, 70, 80 years, more or less, how it's written in Tehillim. But really, who we are soul. One soul that lives forever, infinite. And what you think today, what you feel today that you are, that, as I said before, it will change. Like 5 years ago, you couldn't imagine that you will sit here in Jerusalem in the Machon Meir, you learn about Kohen Gadol. So it's impossible to identify to yourself what you feel today now about yourself, because you aware that you change all the time. You don't feel that, but when you think in perspective to yourself, you see that you change very strongly. So who are you? That is the question that I asked myself when I was a child in front of microphone. What can I say? Who are me? Who am I? Or what's going on here? And I think this is the same idea of shofar. Shofar, it says to us, there is, it's written, big shofar, tka b'shofar gadol lecharoten. What we pray 3 days a day, 3 times a day, that we say, tka b'shofar gadol lecharotenu. You collect all Jews here by shofar. All Jews will come and here. So kibbutz galuyot. It's right, because then we became one soul, and that's the way how we relate. We should relate to each other. This means that you love someone. You love because you know that it is not somebody stranger. It's not somebody alien. It's you in different dimension, in different shade. But there is another aspect of shofar, and this aspect I see in cosmos. You probably heard that it was Big Bang, yeah. So you think that Big Bang it's something that wow, great idea of Big Bang and this, but in Judaism we talk about Big Bang many years before Big Bang. By the way, you know who invented this idea of Big Bang? Who it was?
Heisenberg, Niels Bohr,
No. Most of the people think that it was Hubble. Irving Hubble. You've heard about his? He is a scientist that brought the idea, but it's not true. About 7 years before, 13 years before Hubble, it was another scientist, Jewish, Alexander Friedman, that he wrote this idea, and Hubble took his his article about that, and he told that it's not he didn't steal from him. He mentioned him. I took his idea and I developed and this and that, but this is idea of Jewish scientists, Big Bang, Friedman. And he says that, okay, it was an explosion of something very, very small, and it became bigger and bigger, more and more and more, expanded to all sides, and then it's like this. Today, all galaxies in the world, all in the cosmos, they look like shofar, like this, more, and in science, when they try to describe this, the genesis and beginning of all cosmos, they draw it like this, like shofar, in this way, and this thing full of galaxies, and in each galaxy they have about from 100 billiard until 250 billiards suns in each galaxy. You know what I mean, right? It's, so the thing is,
You said 150 billion
suns
in each galaxy.
about it's from 100 to 50 to 250. It's different. It's changing it. But in our galaxy, it's Milky Way. It calls Milky Way. We have about 150 suns, like 150 billion suns. And in each sun, like ours, we have a system, sun system. It means 9 planets, and each planet have a satellite, and all, like we have one satellite, the moon, and Jupiter have 9 satellites, so and all kind of. And all creation, it's look like shofar. So what that you can say, okay, it's accidentally. It can be it could be like a ball, or it could be something else, or some line. Okay, understand what it means, what it tells me, and I'll tell you what it tells me. It maybe. First of all, there is nothing accidentally, but okay, maybe it's look like a galaxy. It's also look like some spiral, like we have in our in head, spiral, and a lot of other things. Okay, maybe say something. No, I think it tells us there is some message that our creation says something to Hashem. There is something that we want to express by our life. And if you think deeply, you will realize that main expression of ourselves, it's not by words. Because as I told you before, by words, it's what you can say. Thank you to this guy that brought your daughter from fire. Thank you. It's not our main message, main language. It's not words. It's our life. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu also, he tells us, he talks to us, not by words. It's not that you can hear some bass come from heaven and he say to you, Moshe, go to Israel. Israel. It's a Hollywood. Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't talk to us by words. He talks to us by life. The event in our life, what happened, this is his voice. That's the way how he talks. What happened to you. And you answer to him also by your decisions, by your deeds, by your choices. You can say 1,000 times, oh my God, I love Israel, I am Israel. But if you live in Brooklyn, so what's your love to Israel? And if you love Israel, come here, be here. That is your love. That is your, and if you say something and you do something opposite, it's contradict what you say. So it doesn't make a difference what you say. And I think this is the idea of Shofar, that all our life and all creation, all universe, everything is something that talks, something that says, something that expresses inside of us that we are not able to say by words. This is a shofar in space, and the main it's surprising thing, you know what? That since Big Bang, in science they said that they had some noise that comes from Big Bang. It's right. So this explosion, the noise of explosion, keep going until now. It exists in space until now. You can hear this voice of explosion.
I thought there was no noise in space.
No, there is.
Background.
Cosmic microwave
Cosmic
background.
background. That's what he means.
Oh, okay.
Yes. There is there is expression, relative noise, and I don't, and that you can hear even that. You can have in internet. You can hear that it's today there is sound of this. Of this thing, it makes sound. So what it says to me that that it's something very personally, everything. And we say that Melech Basadeh. Now it's a time that a king come to the field. Like he get out of his castle, from his palace, and he came to us. Okay, you probably have heard it a lot of time, right? But think about if you meet this king in field, what you will say to him. Please do something good to me, help me to find a fiancé, or what would you say? So I think that Shofar, Tkiyot Shofar, blue Shofar, it's that was what I say to him. And you should know, you've probably heard a lot of times Shofar, how it goes. But pay attention that all Tkiyot Shofar, what you hear, usually they are very very, I don't know how to define that. It's, I would say, clean. It's like a two, 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 two. It's very like a abstract or impersonal. But I thought all the time it should be another way how to blow in shofar, and it's you can that you can express something. You can express your feeling, your thoughts, or something that you try to express. So I went to one of the greatest rabbis today that lives today in Israel, Rav Nevinzal, Rav Avigdor Nevinzal. He is chief rabbi of old Jerusalem. And I asked him if it's okay to blow in shofar with feelings, with try to express something. He says, yes, yes, you can. I say, can I show you? Can I do it now to you that he will say? He said, okay. And I did this Tkiyot Shofar in front of him. He heard, and he says, yes, it's wonderful, very good, do it. So we understand that they are like in a temple. It was a menorah. It was with in this way, right? Like in this kind of menorah. But Chabad says, and it's written in Rambam, there is this kind of menorah. Yeah, right, and like circles. I think it's look like this kind of tkiyot shofar. It's not that it's good and bad, or there are two kind of tkiyot that you can say. One like you get used to, like a two, 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 and another way. I think we can do tkiyot shofar in different way. And I want to show you how I blow shofar in different way. And this way, how I would say, it comes instead of say something to the microphone in the Soviet Union. Today I will say it in shofar that I brought here, and I want to show you how what I mean to do it, how to blow.
It sounds
Sounds very
like
sad.
crying. It
Yeah,
sounds
like crying.
Deep.
בעזרת השם, שנזכה לשמוע את קול שופר של ראש השנה.
חזק